day and salutations, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Togetherwerole.
Yay!
We got many people to thank, so I'm going to pass it on right to Kevin. Kevin?
JD Arts, RPG Elements, Corinne Milne, and Okie Deer, thank you so much for your art and artistry that you have contributed to this presentation. You can check them out in the links below. Also, you can find a link to our Patreon, where if you like what you see, you want to see more of it, you want to improve the quality of it in some small way, you can support us on Patreon.
Pay us to go away.
Yeah. Higher quality cameras, talent level, we capped out. Back to you.
And if I may remind our audience as well, please stick around to the end because we show off all the amazing art in a full scale, and also our fan favorite music that was created by a fan.
Yep.
Our theme song for Together We Roll.
So, the Silver Menagerie, now flying through the astral sea as planetary entities, now officially going extraplanar entirely on the Long Dart that I momentarily forgot the name of, calling it the patent pending, but it is officially named Long Dart.
I think it was officially for the longest time.
It is officially named the
I
Long
gotta
Dart.
say, the guy who owns the ship says it's the Long Dart, but the guy who's the captain says it's the patent pending. So,
And I don't think that...
I think it's up to us to choose sides on this one.
Vote now.
Go to patreon.com.
And vote.
Cast your vote.
The Silver Menagerie.
Yes.
We're not listening.
Gathering your senses after the Veddick apocalypse, flying through, attempting the life of one golden individual in your own various ways. Quinn coming back after a lovely moisture ooze bath.
Who's Beth?
Yeah, had a little bit of a bump in, and also debate on whether you should keep one living or dead on the Silent Smile that happened to be on the ship that was here upon the teleportation of the Lich that came through before they got swarmed by a bunch of variant of Veddicks, and was literally went through, started running with you guys while invisible, got on the ship, and then was debating what the hell to do now. And some listened, some didn't, and he had a gate spell open up, and his biological mother sucked him through.
Sorry.
You're currently, Sparks, I believe you're the last one that was holding his necklace thingy.
Yep.
Yeah, that had this shrunken, almost like a voodoo head, but it's a dragon's head.
Veddick took him through out into the astral sea.
It got thrown out into the astral sea? Mm-hmm. Did it?
Did we? You did.
No, I thought it...
No, I'm not saying we didn't, I just don't know.
No, I was holding it. Do you want it? You said, yeah, here, get it. And chucked it overboard.
Just now. Okay, so we start the episode with you just chucking space debris into the...
Does it beat the bubble, or is it just now orbiting the ship?
With his strength, it probably...
That was him.
With my strength, my lucky it went overboard.
So we're coming back after the finishing of a long rest, your second long rest specifically. So I'm going to say anyone that was suffering from exhaustion, I believe Sparks was the only one that had like one more level of exhaustion.
Yeah, magical exhaustion.
You're good. You're all good. You're set up. You're back to maximum hit points. Currently, your maximum hit points was the amount of damage reduced.
Oh, so I couldn't heal that.
You cannot heal that at the moment, and a long rest did not reduce that.
You took, like, damage.
Yeah.
He's not used to that.
This isn't normal damage. This is
Damage. Wrath of a God damage.
I had that one time. Yeah, I forgot the safe word.
It was a safe word, but it was like some super long, like 15 syllable. Yeah.
It was the correct pronunciation of gnocchi.
Oh, there you go.
gnocchi.
I'm going to say, Veddick, you're going to have to take the helm. Because you're the only one that it would be skillful enough in order to basically begin your deceleration using the remaining of the magics of this spell Slinger. Because you never spelled up after the initial slung of the ship. And by the rules of the magic of the spell Slinger, when you get to your destination, it uses the rest of its energy that was in your system that it gave you already to basically pulse the opposite way to stop you. But there's still a little bit of a timing thing. So if you're taking over the helm, you don't have to roll because your passive is high enough.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
It's like,
Please
here,
don't kill us all.
it's a tiny little anchor. Throw this overboard.
Is it like ripping
Should there
up
be a
fabric of
chain on that
reality?
or something?
No.
No, that'd be fine. Spawns a black hole, slow us down.
It's sure that has nothing to do with the actual process. He just wanted to throw something.
Isn't there, there's like a cold feather token anchor. It just stops a boat instantly.
You decelerate. Everything comes back to
come out
regular
of light
movement.
speed.
You can pretty much come out of light speed. Let's be real. I could describe what his ziggurat looks like. Do you want me to take the helm for a little bit?
Go for it.
Okay. When you come out of light speed, zoom, and this thing comes from like a bead, and then it's there in your face.
Oh,
and
give me a home where the asteroids roam.
As immediately you're hitting a asteroid belt. There's a bunch of asteroids in front of you, but with a little bit of maneuvering, because this is one of the security precautions, but you know your own security precautions. I mean, you knew
I knew him as well.
several thousand years ago.
Clear.
Well, okay, so it's a little, it's a little janky, but the front door is the front door. You know the front door. You've done it multiple times. You should be able to do it no problem. As you're maneuvering through this
It's
asteroid
just a
field.
series of commands on the console. It's left, right, brake, accelerate, we're there.
And then corkscrew.
It's amazing. I've got the same combination on my luggage.
So you roughly get past your first security measures, and you're able to see right hundreds of feet long, several miles wide, specifically 16.4 kilometers radius of this giant ziggurat palace surrounded by land masses that you have to individually chunk together to, in order to make the entire base of it, of jungle/maintained wildlife, of just preserved specific and exotic creatures, and also nice little holiday hotspots. Always got to keep that up. At the center mass being this
I never
magnificent.
could get the nymphs to move in. They just refused the whole time.
I tell you, if you don't give them the benefits, they're not going to show up. But anyway,
He's got a forked tongue. How is that not enough of a benefit? Hello, Wiglet.
the scaling is immense. For something that looks like a miniature when you're looking at it, it's like, it can't be that size. For those that are seeing this from a distance, several miles out, seeing something so massive in the... Who knows where you are in the astral sea, as you yourself know, for if you explain or not, on the very edge, technically on a bubble, on the bubble of the astral sea before you get into the astral deep sea.
It was never supposed to be found. It doesn't matter where
Yeah,
it is.
it's definitely in a nook where you have to know where you need to go in order to get here. Or be very unlucky, or be very lucky, depending on the choice. Or fated. The Ziggurat, 2 miles tall. A massive pyramid of what looks to be gold at first, but as you look at it, it seems to be gold that seems to be liquid and is flowing up to the top. The top being slightly capped with a gargantuan construct of a humanoid dragon, like Dragonborn person, but when you look at it again, for those that know this, would be a dragon in humanoid form, but retaining the dragon properties. That is currently kneeling, one kneel down, holding this sword of pure raw arcana energy that flows from its feet, from the ziggurat, into its arms. A pure, brilliant white light, like a star, with its draconic face looking up in its golden statue, breathing out a fire that is in a draconic symbol of royalty and stature, of the second in line, second in power to the true king of dragons and all of universe and reality.
And you called me pompous because I planted strawberries in front of my cabin.
Man, I had style.
Had?
And just on protocol, you see boop, boop, across the hologramic projector in front of you that translates in front of these fish-like eyes of the actual spelljammer that translate in arcana to your mind and reads up for those that can read in Draconic. Basically a welcome home. There is the smell of divine poultriness upon this vessel. Please put in the security password or be removed entirety from existence in all time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, not it.
A, B,
Repeat.
C, D.
Please insert security password or be removed from all reality and time.
Around right now. Who's driving?
Yeah.
Hey,
There's ... You have chosen oblivion and destruction of your physical and mortal self. Prepare to be obliterated. As the statue changes on top of the Ziggurat several miles out, stands up, taking hold of this light weapon that turns and morphs into a spear-like chucker that has a nasty 3-pawn point as it begins to
I don't
lift
remember
up.
the password. Look, it was a long time ago. I never came in the front door.
You didn't even remember
It
there
begins
was a
walking
password.
forward, but
Activate two-factor authentication!
I thought you could say
Forgot
password button.
This
There's never a
500
forgotten password button.
this 500-foot construct begins to run forward on literal planes of raw magic as it begins to run through the air towards your vessel. It's full-blown Titan maneuver kind of thing. You make either raw intelligence or raw intelligence to try to remember the passcode for specifically allowing those that have gods, blessings / smokes to be into this Ziggurat location.
That's my
I rolled
fault.
a 20.
20?
No. It adds up to 20.
Okay, DC 20?
Dirty
DC
20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20? That's what you needed. So what's the password?
The password is, there is no password. This is supposed to make you panic.
Yes! Welcome back. Pleasure to see the true king rise again.
Oh, I knew it! See? I knew there was a password.
What's the password?
There is no password.
Can't tell you.
You can type it into your big freaking gauntlet arm. It's
There's no
problem.
password.
Yeah, there's no password.
If you put in a password, the thing obliterates you from
Oh, I get it. Okay. I like that. Okay, so it keeps running at you for like a solid 30 seconds. And at about 100-foot mark, as you're just flying straight towards it, not beat it. Because if you just beat off and try to run for it, it's
If you
going to
run, it'll get you.
Yeah, it'll get you. And you see a couple, lightning rods shot towards out using the weapon, just couple miss, close miss, almost hitting the ship, and you can feel the heat from this weapon that is from the construct known as the Godslayer. If this thing hits, it will obliterate your ship. In about 2-3 times it shoots again, barely missing. It's a bad shot, apparently. And about 100 feet as you're basically playing chicken, it stops and slides to the side without even taking a step. Just the motions of running just kind of program, adds to the atmosphere nonsense.
It's a hologram, isn't it, you shit?
Who was driving? I'm glad they didn't pay attention to me and turn around.
It's a very good greater illusion. Right? That's an illusion, right?
No.
Right?
No, it'll get you if you turn and run or put in a password or
Anything else that
do anything other than just land.
discern that you're not supposed to be here?
You do notice that there is a
Smart.
paper thin fire line that goes across your ship, which is for those that are more adept in Arcana, is essentially a all-purpose scanning across your vessel on who is entering, and basically just a log of who is entering the Ziggurat. Connor, roll a charisma check, please.
Oh no.
Because you're already here, technically. Probably.
It might be.
No.
I try and make it so that I'm behind Eck when the
Make a stealth check, yeah.
9.
No.
No.
natural one.
Yes, I'm like, I step aside going,
No.
Why are you trying
He
to
trips
get
over
behind
Veddick, who is already behind Ash.
That's a 15.
15, even with a natural 1. Is that with the minus
Yeah,
5?
that's
Oh,
with
Jesus. So,
Wait a minute, you roll a 20 with a nat 1? Or a nat
wow.
2
And I rolled,
with
I rolled a nat 2, so what the
God.
hell?
You rolled a 15.
Yeah. That's with his minus 5.
Yeah.
From a nat 1.
Yeah.
it's
Well, I
like-
also have gloves that give me +5.
Oh, God.
This 500-foot statuesque like construct, this golem that is written in Draconic Celestial, that reads across its all-seeing fire eyes, from the seer himself, crafted meticulously to protect its home, its resting place and hoarding location of choice. It logs you. It definitely logs you. And it logs everyone else on here. And you can see small little fiery symbols go above your head, your head, your head. You're
What
godless,
does
right?
mine say?
Huh?
Do you pray to a god?
I mean, the head of the union, but that's about it.
That's not really that's more...
Okay, whoa. I may spend some time on my knees with my god, but I don't think what I'm doing is called praying.
You got a raven on your shoulder. It's
The
going up
amount
over
of
your
time
head.
that you spend in the missionary position makes you a missionary.
You got another
Actually,
thing coming?
and
Do you think
above
there's any
accent.
missionary going on with that one?
What?
There's a symbol above your head, Ek. Well, on your head, like center.
Is it an exclamation point?
It's a question
An
mark.
exclamation point? Oh, man, I have to explain
It's an exclamation point in the
myself.
front and a question mark on the
Explain
side.
yourself.
I have to explain myself. Yeah, very good. You're
So
following
it's a
along.
question mark that's going this way.
Yep. Question mark from the side, exclamation mark from the front.
A new
He
message.
becomes more certain the more you look at him.
This
Some great character exposition going on.
I hate this.
In all seriousness, I don't really pray to the Raven Queen,
Yeah.
but I am very beholden to her, and she, like,
I'm not going to give you a symbol.
okay.
Yeah, you never really prayed. You're kind of in her domain, but that's it's
Like,
one
it's
of
not
the,
really a matter of faith, it's a matter of the org chart. And
It really is. It's like there's a sun in the sky. You take 1 point of fire damage trying to remove it.
I'm fine.
Yeah. Make it an Arcana check. Okay. But there's a new message that comes in for you that reads in Draconic. It seems there's an error in the database. You have entered, but you did not leave. The anchoring did not falter, and this is the 473rd time that this error has happened. Maintenance is needed.
473rd
Please find
time.
the latest version of, and it gives off the product, basically the version of what it is, of the golem. It seems that I am in dire need of reconstruction.
400.
Download firmware updates.
There's 472 that we'll need to take down.
You shall be escorted in as it begins walking with your ship behind you,
472.
matching
attempted
your
this.
speed. And as
One
you're
is
getting
probably still
closer
here.
to the base of the Ziggurat, because that's where you enter at the base. There's this
It's the
long.
servant entrance.
Well, actually, for Spelljammers, it's the parking lot for the Spelljammers vessel.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. All Spelljammers come through here unless you come in on the Royal Spelljammer, which you are not on. And haven't been on for a very
I think
long time.
technically whatever one he's on is the Royal Spelljammer. The same
Damn
way whatever
right.
plane the president's on is Air Force One.
Yeah.
True, but in this current circumstance with charisma of, what was that again?
9.
9. It's currently experiencing protocol errors. It's not going to do that.
it's really rare that there's 63,000 presidents that are in competition for the Air Force One title.
Clearly, you've never seen never seen election results from Uganda.
Oh my god.
So would it be Air Force 1 or Air Force 63,000?
It
I
doesn't.
think I've seen that movie, Air Force 63,000.
Wasn't Kirk also in it? Was he trying to escape from somewhere?
Yeah, Liam Neeson. Hi, can I
Okay,
help
well
you?
that one ain't going right. I'm going to have to fix that later. But we'll go with this.
Just hear Star Wars playing in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're being led in by this 500-foot tall construct that is known as the God Slayer, meant to literally slay gods.
Maybe it could be useful.
As you're getting closer to the basically the parking yard for the Spelljammers, the door opens up with only the hand gestures of this colossal unit behind you that literally runs to the top, passing you after you get within like a few hundred feet of the base of the Ziggurat, and takes this invisible reins that turn visible, that are just raw gold, basically just flowing gold, as he lifts with both of its arms from the top of the Ziggurat to open that single door. And this is a single door that is ornate and just covered in platinum, golds, rubies, and gems, and just impossible wealth and arcane influence that is literally 200 feet wide and like several feet tall, several hundred feet tall, as you are just an insignificant little thing flying in between this massive entrance of the Ziggurats.
I've seen
Only
this
half
movie.
the rubies are synthetic. Don't tell anybody.
We've seen this movie. We gotta upload a virus and then fire a nuke at it.
Inside, you find several layers upon layers of
never understood
parking
that
lot,
plot.
essentially for different size Spelljammers parking areas. Oversized, because you gotta do that.
The word you're looking for is ostentatious.
Ostentatious, with literal dragon.
Pretentious is the word we're looking for. It is not ostentatious, it is pretentious.
With literal dragon pillars that are spanning from the base of the floor to the top of the ceiling, holding it up as if they are holding the world around you, still functioning because of their strength and raw draconic influence. And these are not half dragons, these are not dragonborn, these are dragons in their depiction in entirety, as I fail in English and communications. You find a level, which is the lowest level because you're on a smaller vessel. Not the smallest vessel, but the smaller vessel. And I'm assuming you're just going to park.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. One of the 6 grooves to park, because you can host parties here. Or nades and just, but it hasn't happened in a while. When you stop moving as the Spelljammer, you see that apparate out from nothing, just from particles. Connecting bits that connect around your ship, from the tail to the tip, and to the wings that fold close. You are parked, and you are locked in. A protocol pops up. Due to unique circumstances, you are retained until XXXXXX99999 and continues days until security protocol is reestablished.
Oh God, I've been here 5 times. It said X, 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 X.
Why do you have so many 9s?
That's how many versions.
No,
there are.
see, I was just
That's
thinking
all
he
the
must.
higher he can count.
He's got to be an incredible hit in Waterdeep. X, 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 X.
That's all higher he can count is 9, because he's got 3 fingers on each hand, 3 toes on one foot, and then the stump.
He can literally count to 10.
Only 10.
Don't ask me what 11 is.
It's this many.
Welcome to the Golden Ziggurat. Welcome to
You
my
are
former home.
one sad little man.
Yep.
Why'd you leave?
Thrown out.
Why were you thrown out?
Have you met him?
What threw you out?
Well, so here's the story.
Was it the X? Did you take the house?
One moment. Continue.
I sort of, kind of led just this tiny little, insignificant really, this is the tiniest little rebellion.
Tiniest little rebellion.
Rebellion. That's what I'm saying. You would think that an insurrection, it's ins. It's the beginning of insignificant. It was nothing. I tried to ascend to the Golden Throne myself. And I was kicked out and sentenced to death, actually. And well, that was roughly about 900 years ago. And I didn't die, and
Now a lot of gods want you dead.
here we are.
So who's currently on the Golden Throne?
Same person's always been on the Golden Throne, I assume.
Correct? Yeah. So why does she hate you?
He tried to take the throne, I'm assuming from her.
Look. How do I explain this? I was born to wealth, privilege, power,
Obviously.
charm.
Less of that.
Looking at this expansive, hundreds of feet long,
And
probably half a mile
fashion
deep
sense, style,
of empty
gravitas.
space
Grandeur?
and infinite quietness. Empty building.
But clearly not, humility,
I think
No.
sense of reality.
Coaching
That
Sense of
came
loneliness.
later. So,
It's kind of lonely in here.
when you are a dragon and you've been given the gift of prophecy, the majority of the time they just kill you at birth. It's just easier that way. Dragons born with the abilities that I had, they cause problems. But I was allowed to live. My parents were very influential and very old. When you can see the future, when you know all the possible ins and outs and things that can happen, life goes your way. And you don't really think about the consequences of your actions beyond what you want next.
Guess you can always kind of choose if that is because you know what's going to happen. All right.
Because you can always mitigate the bad stuff. Well,
Like your death.
So how'd you lose?
so here's the thing. I was given a vision of the end of the world and how to stop it and how to acquire an ancient relic lost since the beginning of time. I didn't ask a whole lot about the prices that I would pay in order to get it. All I had to do was start a rebellion. I didn't really think about the consequences. I didn't think that I would spend 900 years stuck in 45 pounds.
45.
44.
46, actually. I've been eating really well lately. So, I won in my own weird way, and all it cost me was
Everything.
everything. So we're going to stop this. We're going to stop the end of the world. One way or another.
I need to talk to a god.
Why?
Funny.
The
Me
Raven,
too.
the Raven Inspector's head turns towards your direction.
I might need to talk to you later too, on account of me being in some deep shit and I might need help with.
The bird kind of shrugs, like,
What do you mean? Why do you need to talk to a god?
Because, first off, I'm still smoking for reasons that I don't quite fully understand.
It's
Second
a
off,
horrible habit. You should stop.
I was sent to kill a Veddick when a void dragon couldn't kill him. How the hell does my god expect me to do that when a void dragon couldn't? And I need to be at full hit points to even have a chance at standing up to this. And I am not well. I have been resting for 16 hours and I have not repaired.
So what you're
So I need
looking
to talk to someone.
What you're looking at is the old center of my power, my throne.
You could fit in here?
Honestly, no. I couldn't fit in the door.
How much did you eat?
I had a back entrance. I had a portal to my own little demi-plane. It's gorgeous.
Wow.
So he's just condensed now.
Emphasis on the dense. Yep.
Condensed snark.
Indeed.
Yes, 3 feet of
Unlimited.
condensed bastard.
Completely unbridled.
What was it?
condensed
Golden
bastard.
despair or something like that?
I'm gonna go talk to a god. When we get there?
We're here.
We're here.
We're
You're parked.
You're parked. We're not going.
We get 5 minutes.
Sure.
You look out to the expanse, seeing the various statues that are these draconic fingers that face each other, that the very tips of their skulls are connecting to the ceiling, that are the actual support beams of this building. But individually, these dragons are at least 50 feet tall from like their feet to their snout. Just their like
So
vertical
welcome.
status.
Welcome to the lair of the biggest, baddest gold dragon that has ever lived.
And in the distance of like 200 plus feet away, you see a truly impressive statuesque figure of 2 golden dragons that almost look eerily, impressively real until they're like you realize that they're, even in their 3-dimensional status, they are artistically like created, like almost like an artistic painting style, but in a 3-dimensional space.
So,
Of 2 dragons, one's head higher than the other.
which one is you?
Oh no, that's mom. That's dad.
Oh, where are they?
Long since gone. I mean, they were old when I was hatched. I was old when this happened.
You knew your parents at least, right?
So are we going in or what?
Actually, I don't need to
I'm
talk to anyone.
not
It's an
needing
update.
this adventure.
Oh, this place is trapped for anyone that isn't,
No shit.
for anyone that isn't the size of a small moon, this place is pretty heavily trapped.
Oh, I thought all the traps were about like this high. So, no?
Yeah, yeah. There's meant so that when you duck, you can still get your head, kind of situation.
Gnomes. Never trust a gnome.
So it's up to you if you want to get off the ship, but you keep saying you want to speak to a duck god.
It's more like me just trying to relay information, not so much asking for anything.
Okay,
You can wait.
what are you doing? Where are you going? How are you doing?
doing?
I'm just going to stop and focus on the hum that's inside, like I usually do.
Interesting. Okay, make a insight check or a perception check.
I actually thought that the hum wasn't. I thought they were different. Never mind.
Well, I'm going to go through different avenues.
See,
We'll figure out
because
how.
I gotta tell you, I've got this low key theory that the whole thing that's the whole what's the great big god thing that's like
The becoming god?
the becoming god that's fucking with you is not. I always thought that like you were this nascent thing that was something else.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Okay.
That's why I'm focusing on that as opposed to that. Listen to the heart, not the mind.
Right.
The mind can cloud our decisions.
Make an insight check,
I
motherfucker.
listened to my gut, and I'm done with
Make
rations.
Make an insight check, motherfucker. Sorry, what you just said, you're going to do insight. Good luck, Sparks.
12.
That's pretty good for Sparks.
Considering I have a -2 for insight, yes, that's very good.
I'm sorry, we're sailors in port. I'm going and getting stewed, screwed, and tattooed.
Ah, there you go.
We're off to see the tattooist. The best tattooist of all.
We've been kicked out of every pub on the airplane. We've been beaten within inches of our lives. Cause we act like asses to those fair maiden lasses. It's
Wonder any one of us survived.
Well, that was
I'm
good.
the red shirt, so I might not.
So with that music going in the background as you guys begin doing your own thing, Sparks, with a 12 insight, where are you on the ship right now?
Center deck.
Center deck.
Center top deck. Just
You couldn't have picked somewhere that wouldn't turn into a crater when they blew up.
I'm not getting on the ground.
Right now, what I know is safe is currently where I'm sitting, and that is the safest place that I can possibly be, aside from floating in the void.
You go silent. How do you look inside of yourself? How do you read yourself?
Well, like the first time that I did that, I'm kind of focusing on that again. So listening to the ticking, listening to the hum, focusing on that feeling. Or
You
just trying to
find
listen to that.
feeling. But instead of the normal, rhythmic, soothing, ticking sound of thousands of gears, you find it to be more of a less cohesive and rhythmic, as if something is out of tune at the moment. As if one of the gears or a gear set, whatever connected to it, is currently not ticking at the same rate as the rest of the whole, making you feel almost incomplete in nature. And yet you continue to look into it and you feel something in the back of your mind, as if something like a father figure or a grandfather of sorts, like a grandfather clock maybe. The origins of what you're looking for steps behind you and begins to not speak, but expectantly wanting a report.
This is all very confusing. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to listen to. I feel like I have two very different things going on here, and I'm trying to just understand. So that the thing that's inside is what I'm hearing?
Well, you feel it in there, but when you feel something to connect, it's up here. Kind of. The thing about being a robot, it's like, do you have a brain? But it's like, your thinking part is still your thinking part.
Conversing with my brain.
He's the Tin Man.
They use the same music for all three.
It's the tempo.
Moments pass as you think on what you should begin to say, but it begins to talk. Bless you. Begins to speak before you do, as you take too long. Is it done?
I'd like to make something abundantly clear. With the intel that I have now gathered, I am currently unable to complete the mission in a timely manner due to multiple god and entities.
Gods.
Multiple gods, multiple entities backed by gods that are currently preventing my mission's completion. And with the best sort of proof that I can give that is the warden was unable to kill Veddick. So how can I be expected to do that when I have multiple gods against me now?
You feel something connect in a more spiritual way, as if something is entering the back of your skull.
Downloading update.
I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
It's the Matrix.
Saving throw?
Yes.
Okay, that actually wasn't half bad. So, I'm glad it's a saving throw. Man, am I glad it's a saving throw. Ooh. 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 I forgot I had a ring of protection +3.
Oh shit, yeah.
Wow.
And I'm proficient in wisdom.
You are?
I am.
Since when?
Since the beginning, it's on my character sheet.
No.
Well,
No, we got it. About the spider, didn't we?
Yeah, about there. I got another proficiency.
The spider that was.
Did you get a feat or something? Resilient or something like that?
Something got me proficient in wisdom. It's on the actual
Okay,
character sheet
so
itself.
you got a specific feat. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I did. 6, 12,
And that's gonna save your ass.
22.
22.
Holy crap!
That was a 10 on the die, a 6 on my d6 for saving throws, plus 6.
For a DC of a 20 right now, I want you to describe how you break a dominate person right now. as this thing connects to you, and you can feel grinding gears trying to overtake the heart of your mental capabilities.
I'm going to focus and listen specifically to the rhythmic ticking and remember that feeling in my chest and just focus on that.
And
Block
with
out everything else.
Rhythmic as you... with that also impressive insight, as you feel, as he begins to speak, as this is happening while you're doing that, the becoming God says, "You are a machine, a unit to be controlled, and you, with your free will be removed." And as it tries to take over you, you listen to that ticking sound inside of you. That's not the becoming God. That ticking sensation. You were upgraded.
That's my watch. Can I get that back?
When you upgrade something, it's a physical upgrade. And it goes into the spiritual realm as well. Regardless what that means for a Warforged/Forgeling that you are as Sparks. When you feel that ticking sensation, something clicks, and that off-tempo addition clicks into place, and you find your center. And with that center coming through, you feel power regenerate pretty much all the damage that happens from the Becoming God, and it rejects the Becoming God's control, absolute power over your domain. That is your inner self. And you can feel, not an unplug, but break away from the Becoming God, as if whatever it put into you to try to control your mind just got overtaken and broke wherever gears of where it connected, and is just free, and just now the slot is filled.
I have a direction.
Let's see how long you last. As you feel the power grow again and again and again, you can feel the familiarity of being about to be smoked. As you find this center once again, how would you like to continue this conversation?
Continue to focus on that, and I'm going to just continue to block out as much as I can.
Oh, complete sever?
I'm done. I am no one's puppet. I was a puppet long enough back in the War of Burning Lance. I am my own person.
Make a wisdom saving throw. Since you went the insight route.
It is by far my worst stats.
Yes!
Hey, I'm making charisma rolls over here. I think Nick's figured out how to get it.
Your weight.
Next thing you know, while we tried to throw something.
That's not bad. That's flat 20.
The DC was
Flat.
20 again. Alright, well, meets it, beats it.
You get to be out. You're very mediocre because you're rolling 10s, but I very much would like you to be a little bit further to one side or the other, preferably in the 2-digit side. The 1-digit, we can try and avoid that only when you have your friend with you.
Sparks. Knowing the route that this goes and being familiar of
It's okay, you'll learn.
units of control, even though you never really understood it entirely, you're bad at people.
I am, very, exceptionally, increasingly.
But you know how to remove tyrants. And you find this center, and you continue to have that rhythmic beating of your internal heart. Your
As opposed to the
metal
external
heart. The name of Heart Kern. You translated to Heart of Metal. The voice is quickly shunted away into almost an echoey room, as if being yelled across a chasm. But still there. To remove a god's influence is very difficult, even in your exceptional state right now. So be it. You will be hunted, you will be removed, and you will be recycled into the most lowly of servants.
Sorry, what? Can't hear you.
You are a mark of chaos, and you shall be processed as such.
We can get tattoos!
Mark of Chaos? Well, I'm part of the Silver Menagerie for a reason.
Your name shall echo across time. Sparks.
Oh, that's
All the
fantastic.
timelines will feel your death.
Wow. I didn't know it was going to be that impactful. One lowly soldier, heard across all space and time.
Make one Constitution saving.
Con save, yay, something I'm good at.
As you feel the Titan's... Before you roll, as you feel the Titan's influence, the powers that was granted to you by the Becoming God, begins to wane and self-destruct.
It was never worth it to begin with. It was fun for a little bit, not necessary. Con save.
This DC is going to be a 30. Now, this is a multi-pronged DC. If you want to keep your power and keep it as you and accept it as you, the DC will be 30. If you wish to sever ties completely, the DC is 20. But you will remove the Titan's wrath from within you. It is your choice. There's two other options, but those will be hidden for now, being a 25 and a 28.
Yeah, I'll keep the Titan.
You want to keep the Titan?
I'll keep the Titan.
And what do you roll?
31.
31. You accept the upgrade.
I rolled the dice before you said the DCs.
Plus, I would tell the DCs in this kind of situation, you keep, all right, you feel it's essentially a forgeling's heartburn. As you feel yourself heat up, you take 11 points of fire damage as the physical heat of taking the Titan's core into your own is physically hot because of the amount of power that from one body to the other is immense. And that transfer is not a kind one, but you manage it. You remove the cap and you can feel the power still remain.
I'm drinking without a regulator. Fire hose, just...
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And you know for a fact it is no longer borrowed, it is now taken. And it is yours, for better or for worse.
I just stole from a god.
You know that the symbol disappears from your skull, well, from your head.
Yay, no symbols, buddies.
Yay. The rest of the group, unless you have anything else, Sparks.
I'm gonna pop back up and start walking over and catch up with the group.
How was it?
I stole from a god.
Oh.
Right here, the up top.
Wait a moment.
What are the symbols?
Okay.
I don't have a symbol anymore.
Wait. You stole from a god. The question, I don't care when you stole or not. Does the god know that you stole? Because then
I would
the
assume
god's
so.
coming after you, which is next to me, and I'm standing way over there.
Look, how many gods are trying to kill him right now? If anything, being with him is the safest thing personally. How many gods have tried to kill him and have failed? And the god that was... Oh, excuse me, the god, I should say. He was very much a god, but... I don't very much like being controlled. I had enough of that when I was in the War of the Burning Lands.
The symbols are with the follower. Which deity are you most closely aligned and following to?
I follow myself.
Me too. He should get his own symbol.
The cog.
He doesn't get a symbol. It's only meant for divinity to physically mark the people that have divinity influence over them.
I am for myself and myself alone. Whatever I deem necessary. Or worth it.
So either
Right now, I deem your life necessary.
Aww.
For whatever this might end up being, we'll figure
Great.
it out.
Let's go kick my ass.
That was the goal to begin with.
turn around.
Not. There are many asses.
Oh, good news and bad news. Good news, I think I still kept all my ability to turn into a Titan. Bad news, big bad guy probably knows that I took that from him now. More good news. There's something else inside of me that I'm still kind of working
You
with
can still check.
that might be more beneficial for us in the future. Bad news, I don't know anything about it.
Good news, on top of that, in here, he's unlikely to be able to reach you.
Cool. But what else can?
With ease. You
Service
do
in
notice
here
that they were
is
like, we'll talk to you.
Unless you have team
Yeah.
I only have cobalt.
It's Titan Bolt.
Here's the pink tea. Okay,
I only have
done.
splint.
I
Sorry.
don't need to dive into that one.
Yeah. I mean, unless you have AT&T, which is artificial telegraph and teletransmutation.
Oh god.
I use splint.
Well, either way,
I'm out.
as you get off the ship.
I think it's pretty obvious that I use cricket.
Bravo. Extra 100 XP for that. Bravo.
For a non-period show. Bravo.
Yeah.
Out of character joke.
I mean, Horizon's pretty good, isn't it?
Until one of their pilots slides down one of the crab.
Oh,
So, I think at this point you guys were like on the lower decks of the ship preparing to
yeah.
get
We're
off and stuff
unloading
like-
and
I was looking for a tavern.
Oh, tavern. When you get off onto this loading area, and you notice that these grabbing units is on some sort of, and with your passive perception and your arcane capabilities and stuff like that, I'm just going to explain what it is because you guys are smart enough to know. It's on a evolving system. When you get off the ship and the ship has been parked for a long enough of time, it will move and go into a like a holding bay where other spelljammers are. You have,
It's like carousel.
without a doubt, know that there are hundreds of other potential spelljammers in this ziggurat, but they're not in this parking lot.
Maybe when we leave, we take one that's not broke as shit.
We have
how many others are parked around here?
Potentially,
And I have a bunch of floors to
Or-
And
lead
if
these
you're lucky
spelljammers.
and unplundered, your
Veddick?
designated ride
That it?
should be in dock.
Veddick? Would it be possible to acquire some of these for my forge back home?
Almost certainly.
I mean, we do need to repay them for,
Now, when you get
Watching
on,
them
you
over
know,
with a bunch of
you
your
know
Veddics.
there's like arcane displays and stuff like that you can go to, and with a couple of failed / succeeded password checks,
intentionally failed.
Look, everyone does it. It's like
Task failed. Successfully.
Nope. Oh, right. Everyone
It's just
does it.
bad UX is what
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is.
You can potentially figure out how many ships are on this in the Ziggurat in storage right now.
Sure. Okay,
And-
so just
and their
make the
individual
investigation roll.
states. Yeah. Sorry.
Just make the investigation roll.
Make an investigation roll and a intelligence check real quick.
Okay.
Do they have shipwright facilities here? Can we,
Yes, they do.
get this?
All
Okay.
automated, all paid for upon the approval of the king himself.
Okay. So I'm gonna want. Is there like someone that is handling those things?
When you get off the ship, it is eerily quiet. There is flat as far as your eyes can see until you hit the walls and the other areas that have doors, some smaller, some bigger. And you notice that there's actually mechanical doors on the arcane construct level. And you notice that there are these strange. Would you like to describe for the first time your constructs of choice? If you
Oh
remember.
God, I wrote those weeks ago.
Yeah, well, longer than that.
These brass soldiers.
Oh yeah, right. So they're not warforged. They're actually closer to golems, but they are in fact brass soldiers. They're brass. They're automatons, but they're like all the metal pieces slide and move around. They're very very finely wrought with filigree on them and filigree and gem inlays and things like that. But they are brass and copper automatons that walk around.
Okay, so they don't actually have a soul. They're just very very mechanically complex.
Yep.
I just need something with a functioning brainstem that I can lie to and say that the king has approved our ship getting fixed.
So for the
I'm out.
15.
Truer words have never been spoken.
And even though there's reduced brass soldiers here, there's still half dozen of them. None of them combat protocols based off with your information, but they can still do some quite significant damage. But these are not the soldier variants of them. These are dock workers, essentially, that are currently walking around cleaning the area. And you notice that there's these small little, almost cubicle things that are just high-paced, going back and forth, and then moving a little bit and going the other direction, essentially removing all dust, debris, and matter in the way that should not be there, making it perfect and clean.
You literally have
I remember the other things that this Ziggurat does. I am literally remembering all the other crap I wrote.
You have a little space robust?
I love your shits.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Little space room.
Kind of.
Yeah, just arcane gem bedazzled.
Why do I feel like they can weaponize and just have claymores built into them?
There it is.
Of course it is! Of course they do!
There it is.
It's Claymore Ruba.
Oh, maybe I won't. I was sensing a challenge coming on. If I should find a clue.
So the rolls you asked for.
Yes.
The investigation is 15, but the intelligence rolls are 25.
Okay, the investigation is 15. You don't get the exact number as you try to log in and stuff like that, and you realize there's another security precaution because dragons, and especially you as a seer, you kind of know when people are going to be here because it's a good and bad thing sometimes.
I planned in advance.
So you kind of program things in advance.
planned it 900 years in
and you
advance.
know your biases against non-dragons.
900 years in advance.
To be fair, I didn't have to.
So,
I had people to do this for me.
You immediately-
I recruited other seers across the plains to come and work for me and live and learn from me, and somebody else did this. I didn't do this.
Right. So you get a small little emoted version on an arcane platform. That's just an emoted version of
Getting very
your
aggressive,
true
Joe,
draconic
but
self.
I'm
Says, pleasure to see you again, but unfortunately you're no longer a true dragon, thus you're going to have reduced protocol privileges because you understand that you're not a true dragon. So I give you a good day and a proper FU from yourself.
I hate this fucking guy!
So I
hate me.
I pull out a coin, and I'm just palming this coin. It's like, all right, we're about to fuck with some prophecy.
Be my guest. I will tell you, though, in advance, prophecy is notoriously resistant to fucking with.
Well, leave it to Quinn
Leave it to
to have
chance.
fucking be involved.
Please, I can call that better than even odds.
Because
So you don't know how many ships there are, but with a investigation of 25, you know a couple of back doors and stuff like that. But then Quinn comes along.
Fuck away.
So I'm still trying to find someone to lie to and say that our ship has already been approved for repair. But
One of these brass dock workers that is, what is the height of these dock workers, if I may ask?
4.5 feet.
4.5 feet? Yeah, there's a smaller versions and stuff like that. So you stop a group of like 6 of them with the 7th one in the leading the charge, just kind of seeing a definitely broken ship coming over to investigate and stuff like that. It looks like they got a couple
oh,
of drones.
wonderful! You've got my message. So we're going to want to start with the structural repairs to the outside hull and work our way inward. Some of the maneuvering vanes are a little out of alignment. If you can fix that for me, it'd be great. Also, the forward prow, we're supposed to have a steel ram installed, but I don't see that you've got it ready for us. So
I ran the steel shit out of that.
shut your mouth.
Make a deception check at disadvantage
Okay,
because
so
you're
I don't
lying.
get to roll my 2 dice.
Yeah. And I know this with his abilities and God rolls capabilities.
It's only a 30.
It's only a 30.
Holy.
Seeing this rectangular cube-like construct that it looks like there was basically a bunch of cubes that formed together. Sorry about that.
Sorry,
Uh,
he took a like next week.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Is this thing on?
Sorry for all the headphone users.
Oh, we're gonna
Sorry, Mom.
So it looks like a bunch of cubes got together and then they just connected with a couple like extended units that make the neck, that make the arms, that make the torso, that makes the leg components of this construct of
Did I just
4 feet.
flag down Voltron? What?
It sounds like that.
It's just a boxy version
Okay,
of
got it.
thing. It is not Voltron, but it looks like a bunch of cubes, like 10, 15 cubes got together to make a 4.5 foot tall thing because of the various size.
So it's 10 cubes in a trench coat.
It is 10 cubes in a trench coat, but no trench coat.
10 cubes connected by possible
Its
space.
singular, bright, arcane blue eye kind of flare. It almost has a vibration to it, and it turns into a line and starts wiggling and begins to talk in Draconic, saying, Understood. We shall assist you. Sorry, my language barrier seems to be malfunctioning. It's been a while since... Come. Stop! Tell your small one to stop hitting me. I do not like kobolds.
Don't worry, neither do I. As I was saying, start with the externals, maneuvering or directional thrusters, and get that steel ram installed.
And by right of whose draconic symbol shall be paying for this?
This has already been approved by the king himself.
It stops for a moment, seems to double back, and then double back and double back. Additional approval must be accepted. Show your authorization.
You don't need to see my authorization.
No, I do. I do need to see your authorization, sir.
This is not the authorization you're looking for.
That is accurate.
I give him a cold iron coin with a single rune in abyssal on it.
He takes it. And can I have the explanation of what this is?
Just give him
What's
soul
that?
Why don't you
coins.
get most soul coins?
Remember the whole, there's a debt and we're going to collect it off of you, but you can't because I'm not, and then fuck you.
Oh, so you give the coordinates there.
Yeah.
Oh, gonna make a persuasion check.
You persuasion? No.
And this DC is 30.
Shit.
39.
Yeah.
My
You
God.
notice the symbol flare in its hands. It smashes it across its chest, translating the kinetic surface of the arcane rune in this stone. It lights up, and you notice the line goes whoosh, and like 5 times quick with just a single beat of light, writes it 5 times, and you hear a and you see like 500 gold, no, not gold, 500 soul coins just land next to it. Funds approved. Get to work, everyone. Go, double time. We've been paid in advance, and we shall make good upon this arrival. It's been a while.
Wait.
Yeah, and literally through the floor, like 20 other just pop up and begin to work.
Eventually they like pop up and they like fold up out of the ground.
Yeah,
Whatever.
like bits of the ground assemble themselves.
The ground is just made of cubes, and each of the cubes are their own individual automaton.
Piss them off.
No. You will die. Slowly, painfully.
You see, it just so happens that there's this very powerful, known and named fiend that I still technically have control of.
Which one is that?
What's that?
Which one is that?
Baylor.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
yeah,
Where's
that's
this
right.
guy's sack anyway?
that's right.
Where is this guy?
That's right.
Cock.
And that fucker who took my frozen box got a surprise when he opened it. No wonder he gave it back. Oh wait, there's still hair on it.
Oh,
No, there
It's
isn't.
still pulsing.
It's singed.
this is a giant sensor bar right now as you're picking it up. What happened?
It's just imagine the screen. Oh, you mean this? It's just a flat bar.
But they're dangling below it.
For those who aren't following along, it's the Baylor's nutsack, all right?
Now,
was a long
those that
time
have
ago.
passive perception that are almost godlike, which is you specifically, and pretty good for you, you do not find where Todd is, but you do realize that Todd has been missing for the past 10 minutes.
That's never a good sign.
It's okay.
Did we put a bell on him?
No.
It would be difficult since it's a her,
Sorry, we put
Yeah.
a bell on her.
and that would also not work. I would take the bell off.
Who's gonna do it?
Force the bell.
So, Todd,
Yeah.
I'm going to describe a little bit about the room, and you decide where you wish to
specifically alerts us
place your
every time
mark.
she gets
Yep.
more
So-
feet away.
In the landing bay, as you see the various automatons that are currently basically becoming Voltron over the various different
That'll
cubes,
be
different
6
shaped
seconds.
cubes as well, you notice there is a rather ornate door that are on opposite side of the artistic depictions of the parents of Veddick,
Sure.
or his previous life, Veddick. There's also several rooms that seems to be waiting hubs that are connected, that have these overarching archways that are held by draconic fingers that are half dragons of family-clad individuals that are currently holding up service platters that are indeed automatons that are currently in the waiting room behind a bar in these areas of almost like a gentleman's club in a more family-oriented, which is the opposite, that seems to be half the size and more cramped, waiting bay on the other side of the room.
Okay. Am I not able to do this on the actual pyramid?
That'll be outside.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can definitely...
I didn't follow him into his bullshit. He was like whores, and I was like, okay, bye.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely like 15 minutes because the Ziggurat is pretty big and you flew in pretty good. Sure. But you're able to get to an area where literally you look at the ground and you notice that they're basically... Oh, what is that called? Mosaic tile piece arts that are these depictions of moving, flying wyverns. And when you step on one, you realize that it's actually flying underneath you with these mosaic moving, changing the tiles underneath it that increase your movement speed, taking you to vast distances across the landing platforms to the edge where there's multiple basic, highly secure, but mostly for things coming in. Going out, not so much at this stage because no alarms have been gone off.
Right.
And I will say at this stage, there's, with your passive ability of just roguishness for your lockpicking, the DC would be a 15 for this one, and you don't have to roll for it.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll for it, and you find yourself on a viewing platform of the Ziggurat that's near the base.
Okay.
Human rogues and thieves have to learn the skill of picking locks. Todd just sort of holds them up to her head and goes,
Why did I also get like the tip of the ear goes in a little bit?
You gotta listen.
Yeah.
So from the viewing platform, I kind of like size it up and figure out what area I could put this on the pyramid as big as possible.
Mind if I show this to the camera?
Oh no, that's right. That's the intention.
What the fuck? A little closer. A little
A
closer.
little closer. How's that?
Higher. There we go.
Still smiling.
What do I roll to sneaky graffiti the cigarette? Oh my god.
I've
This
been
is
busy.
awesome. All right, and
what
with
you were
this
drawing for the last half hour.
2 mile tall. Now that's not the actual, like that's just from base to tip. 2 mile tall pyramid. Like, how big would you like this rendition to be?
However wide I can, like, basically, I want people to be able to see this as they're flying.
Okay.
And I want it to be very apparent that this is the Silent Smile, who is stabulated and dead. And
For fun, make an artistry
Ventilated.
roll. Yeah, make an artistry roll of how well done this is, because you're clearly going to have to do some rope pulley shit, and which you can do, but you're going to have to like throw a dagger all the way up, and then like dangle and do art
This
trajectory.
entire time she got like artists wheeling wheels up.
so this will be a performance?
This would be a performance.
Okay.
Yes.
We're not going to see this till we leave.
She's putting straight on trapeze along the side.
It's a 25.
25. Well done, and I'm going to say a good 30 minutes in, you are getting well, because it's a simple thing, but it's just big square footage. We're going to say the entire viewing platform and, let's say, additional half of, another viewing platform, so it was like, if you put it side by side, this thing is easily 300 feet wide.
Cool.
So, like, from a distance, you can definitely, it's compared to like a 2 mile thing, it's like, it's small, but when you get closer, it's like, that's 200 feet wide. Of just this.
And it's all people see when they fly in.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes.
great.
Because the viewing
One
point
of
is
the guards
actually
walks up. Romans, they go the house.
because it's actually the viewing point that's above where you fly in for the actual parking bay.
Or
Okay.
is it one of those that it's like on a staggered thing, so you don't see anything until you hit a certain angle, and suddenly it all just appears?
No, I don't think it's a perspective drawing. I think
That's a little harder to do, especially on a slant.
I think instead of that, though, I'm going to have used some of the mystical paints on the bunny portion of it, the little
why.
thumbs up winky bunny, and that is going to like on a neon sign, but.
With a 25,
Oh my God.
easily done.
Yeah, it's just straight.
Bravo, with
Thank
your
you.
spectacle bullshit paints that I love with no end.
Yep.
I love it. So I'm going to say it's going to be a full hour for that adventure to happen. And you do it, and it is done. There's a couple of.
Get a carbonation on
I'm
my
gonna come
Actually,
back
we-
and there's gonna be like paint smears of green on me and what's up, guys?
Yeah, we're gonna.
You
Yeah,
ready to
we'll
go?
say at the end of the venture.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I was creating.
You have a little something.
Okay. Did you cause any alarm? No, never mind. I know. That's why I even ask.
You have a little something, Todd.
Hold on. I'm offended, sir.
If an alarm goes off, it probably wasn't you. It was probably Ek.
Probably. You call that in a pub? No muffins for you. No muffins for you.
I thought you were still mad at me. I'm sorry.
It wasn't no mutton. I swear to.
I go transparent before he touches me. No.
You still feel a little violated, but you know.
I mean, yes, his hand went inside of my ethereal form, but
Yeah.
It's the Kraken.
It's more cracking than Pepsi.
I am now a ghost, and I
So,
am unhappy
I was
about it.
pouring and forgot that I still had.
Veddick, roll a d20 and add 10 to it for a perception check for the robots of the facility.
Okay, so
17.
17? Nope, not high enough. I'm actually, at the end of it, I'm going to say a solid 4 hours in. We'll get there eventually. But there's
hours
going
of
to be
walking?
There's going to be 4 hours in. There's going to be eventually like display ports of additional graffiti has been located. And it shows in front of it, it shows the entire rendition of the bunny. Request for removal. Request for removal, but there's no one to approve the removal of it. So,
I don't try to.
Request number 734.
Guys, you're on your own with this. I've got to go defend my artwork.
there's no one that's going to go get it because the request
Request number
is
748. Request number 749.
request for,
Now serving number
Perpetuity,
3.
just this line.
Now stop serving number 4.
actually there is a bar nearby that I described with the gentleman's club that it has these.
But the whole place is vacant, right? There's nobody here.
There's no one here.
Okay.
There is absolutely no one here. Actually, make a
Where is
perception
the-
check for yourself.
Where's the hundreds of Veddicks?
Where are the worshippers?
No, the worshippers.
This place was literally a beehive of activity.
I rolled
In
one.
and out. A 1? All you can tell was when you disappeared, that's the time to disappear. Maybe. Or they were killed.
How
Or
big was your
On-
rebellion?
What were you rebelling against?
I've only been wandering around with you for a couple months, and I've considered stabbing you a few times.
Wait, whoa, hold on. I have just put this together. Are we talking about the person with the dreadnoughts?
Yeah,
That's
there
the person you chose to overthrow.
Yes.
Or attempt to and fail.
That's just one of her many dreadnoughts, actually.
are you talking about the God Slayer outside?
No, the dreadnought the queen is on.
Oh, you're talking to the Spelljammer.
Who's currely incoming, but we don't know when she's going to
Yeah,
arrive.
yes, yeah.
Except she sent me a message that said, Veddick, what are you doing with that fish? Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, go back. I think that's exactly what the message was.
that was exactly the message. What are you doing with that fish?
Which would suggest that she knows.
So where's
exactly-
your dreadnoughts?
You're looking at it. What, you think the giant metal statue outside was just for show?
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
I know you.
Yeah, totally,
Ostentatious
for sure.
football.
totally for show.
Cue to several flashbacks of this thing fighting literal gods.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Because you just decided to pull up to accidental domain
You're
of other gods.
standing in it.
So I'm walking into this bar.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm assuming automated.
We're gonna need
bartender.
more.
Completely automated.
Yeah, like,
you go.
like one of those animatronic bands. Like they're all automatons.
Yeah.
They're actually like one foot can never move because that's the anchor point for all the gears. For those of you who aren't familiar with Steam Powered Giraffe, they're awesome. Check them out. Steam Powered Giraffe, if
Yes.
you're watching, we love you and you should totally come on the show.
And we need some.
know it.
We need some props.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been in a show together before.
Oh really?
Yeah. Years ago in San Diego. But
I was there.
you were there?
Yeah.
But
I've
that's what I'm picturing is
the music. A slightly little too jaunty music. All in draconic. And a little bit celestial, actually.
Like I'm holding the glass, like it pours the whiskey into the glass, and I'm sitting there like waiting for it to stop pouring, and like the glass just starts overflowing. I'm like, I take the glass away, tilt the bottle back up, and then it goes and puts it away.
And it's one of those half filled, so it's connected to the bars kind of situation.
Apparently I ordered a tankard.
A question though, Veddick, as we're walking. Why did you try and overthrow her?
Something got her cloaca in it.
Well, so
Because I understand that there's a whole motive behind this, but what is the motive?
the motive behind it is that, like I said, I had this vision, this prophecy of the world coming to a horrific, fiery, painful end.
Have we lived that already?
And not yet. And I decided to, in my magnanimity, to stop it and prevent it from happening. But stopping prophecy is always a really weird thing. Anyway, one of the requirements for my doing this is that I had to attempt to ascend the Golden Throne. Now, at the time, I thought exactly. That's see you're starting to get the gist of prophecy. I thought at the time I was meant to ascend the Golden. That turns out that failed entirely. I meant to attempt it, which I can only assume means that I was supposed to be 46 pounds.
And meet us.
One often meets his destiny on the path he takes to avoid it.
Yeah. Who do you think wrote that? Now, so so I have been having see the book, like the book out of midair,
It's still on fire.
All right, just flipping pages. So the book contains everything that I can possibly remember. Look here, flip around. It whirls and swirls and it moves. There's everything I can possibly remember about all of the prophecy that I had, and a lot of it involves, well. He looks through the bar. I imagine looking through the bar window and seeing Quinn sitting there, like waving to the band.
Yes.
Like that was totally supposed to happen. A lot of details are fuzzy about this, though. Like, I didn't expect to be 46 pounds. That's it. You ask why. It's because I thought it was a good idea at the time.
Inside the bar, Quinn is playing "If You Want My Body" on the bagpipes.
So, do we still need to attempt to ascend the Golden Throne, or are we just supposed to continue doing what we're doing?
It's already done. But that inflection moment has long since passed.
The robots are twitching like bagpipes, not.
All right. That moment.
All of these things we're supposed to be trying to do, and it's part of it.
So Skrull pulls over his own whiteboard. It's the same whiteboard.
Just yank back and pull out there.
No. Many of these inflection points have already happened. Prophecy has already, and then some prophecies, because they're weird, they go in different directions if you get them wrong. Like, it's sort of a living thing. Anyway. No. So the green dragon bitch, I didn't know was her at the time. I could have killed her when she was a hatchling. Should have. Didn't know.
Wasn't supposed to.
Wasn't. He's catching on. You're very perceptive for a non-prophecy seeing creature.
He's making this shit up as he goes along. He's just parroting whatever you're saying.
So a lot of this, so all this sort of leads down to this, then he brings the big red scribbles, this culminating moment that's going to be happening. What happens after that?
When
I
does
have
it
no
happen?
idea. Well,
You don't have any idea. That means you die, right?
are you sure you're not prophetic? This actually,
He's pretty pathetic.
If you can see it, then you're supposed to be there for it.
I
If
will.
you can't see
yes. The majority of the time,
You're
you'd be
not
correct.
there.
The majority of the time, you would be correct. However, there is this whole Cassandraic curse. You've met Cassandra, very big bronze dragon. Anyway,
Oh, that one?
seers no matter how good, cannot see past choices that they don't understand. So
Is that why you can never see X future?
So wait, you can see the unmaking and remaking of the universe, but you
Okay,
can't see
understandable.
past the fiery flames of the end of the world.
yes, at some point in this future reality, this unavoidable future reality, all realities will will inflect down to this point where someone will make a choice that I do not understand and cannot understand. And after that, well, I don't know what happens.
So what he's saying is, it's possible that he dies. It's equally likely he gets his head out of his ass. And he doesn't understand that.
Do not understand. Where did you come from? Wear this.
Probably out of your ass.
Oh, hi Todd.
Why?
The bell was actually helpful. I didn't know you were here.
You still have
She's not wearing a bell.
you still have green on your ears.
I guess the
I
alarm
swear to
spell
God,
center
if
on
you
myself.
touch me, I'm
It goes
going
off
to
and she
murder
gets
you.
word under.
That makes two of us.
There's a couple holes in that logic, but I mean,
Absolutely unacceptable.
I'm fine.
Continuing on. When she wants to make herself
Push
know,
the
she'll make
whiteboard
herself
away,
know.
it crashes.
Next
Couple
time
downstairs.
I recommend ducking or lowering your ears because then way won't rub off.
It's so cool.
You are one of the filthiest creatures I've ever seen, and you're upset about a little bit of paint.
It's like they're started talking to me. I was like,
Yeah, Queen.
it's sage oil. It's natural.
Don't, she's calm.
She actually was really not responsive to the whole thing.
Well,
That was amazing. Asmov goes nuts.
Yeah, it causes anxiety in dogs.
make a perception check. I know that's a stupid thing to say, but
Perception.
My perception
40.
is not my
make
greatest
a
skill.
perception check as well, Todd, since you were moving around as well, so you would see other things.
Sure.
Does it involve fae, or dragons, or whatever my other one is?
Not dragons.
Okay.
Fiend?
It is involving a dragon structure, but
So it's 20.
a 20. Okay,
Sorry, guys, it's only a 21.
a
I
21.
rolled a 3.
Only.
I rolled below a 10, therefore.
It becomes a 10 plus, yeah. So both of you see this, but in different areas. You, at the robotic dance part, music fairs.
Fire and flames on the back of my
Yeah.
there's
And
doing this
Todd,
weird
you notice it
thrust.
near one of the conjunction points of where a lot of the construction bots are coming and going to, taking back pieces of wood, going through a rotating platform door so that you don't see the other side and everything seems seamless. You never went past that, but you notice an arcane hub where a lot of the power is transmitted wirelessly, essentially, from that point to the constructs, has this, actually for you, a new type of pulsating organic purplish flesh matter that seems to be growing around it and has grown into the center of the arcane projector field. Not just like destroying it, but roll Arcana at the same time.
So I don't know. Yeah, that's 3.
3, you don't know why. You notice that everything else is spotless, and you notice that there was a couple of bugs that got off your ship, and immediately got vacuumed up by those small little cube Roombas, and just chased them across until they smashed them, smeared them, and then went back and forth several times to remove the matter entirely. So the power is still going, but you don't know what it's doing apart from that, and it seems to has burst from the wall entirely.
Okay.
A small incision, what happens? You see something familiar like this, but at the projection hub that is sitting above the bar dispensary system, that seems to be the projection area for the bots inside that area, for the golems. Go on and roll an Arcana check.
Oh, great.
And I don't think you've that Quinn has met this type of
21.
21.
Yeah, the glitter inside the
You
dice.
know whatever this organic material is, it's alive. As you see it undulating, and seems to be almost like drinking the arcane influence about it and transmitting it somewhere else. As you see it, like roots pierced into the wall, into the bar, and has gone into the wall somewhere else. Very precision and very localized. This thing ain't natural. This is an aberration. Roll a survival.
Xenos life
19.
form detected.
19. You don't know, like, this thing ain't natural. It's an aberration of some sort of monstrosity or something like that. You don't know anything else apart from that. But it's definitely not part of the Ziggurat.
In that case, I kill it with fire. Because I'm in a bar.
Yeah.
And that means I have alcohol, which means I can cast fireball.
I like it.
You didn't ask how big the room was?
Just high proof rum.
Alright, I have a new idea for an artificer.
Go to roll damage.
No! D6?
Eldorado, baby.
No, actually for...
TD. I'll take
6!
No, I'd be like, no.
Oh, firebolt. You said fireball.
Oh, I was lighting it on fire with high proof rum. So I was throwing a Molotov cocktail.
Oh, okay. That's much less destructive.
I don't actually have, like, that.
Roll 3d6.
Have what?
I don't have damage cantrips.
Yeah.
My damaging cantrip is vicious mockery. You disgusting slime!
You're nothing but an unchanged or changed molecule!
11 total.
Alright. You scorch the hell out of it, and immediately all the bots power down. As you disrupted their arcane. And about 4 seconds later, and everything goes back to plan. Kind of
This will actually work better.
You noticed that he just threw a
holding this.
Molotov and everything just went dark because you know it's an arcane, just like pub.
I'm holding in front of Quinn. I said this will work better, and I'm holding this oily liquid in a.
You don't even know why he threw the rum in the first place. He just
Yeah, I'm gonna head his way. Like, let's see what's going on.
Duck in the bar.
Oh, all right.
I'm trailing after him.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
noticed
sure
the-
why Ek is at the bar. He was with
Us.
Veddick.
Veddick
we were
is
all right
like
outside the
a
bar.
bar adjacent
Okay.
or nearby.
Yeah, we were outside the bar.
Yeah.
Talking.
in the waiting area.
We could hear the Chuck E. Cheese automatons from here.
Yep.
Yes! Let's go eat pizza at Rat Automaton's place.
I'm thinking more FNAF.
The health code is C+.
There's a C on it.
Wow.
Oh, childhood.
It's not C, it's SEA++.
Anyway,
Astral C.
so yeah, the fireball, the Molotov went off. It's still there. It looks scorched to hell. And after a few moments, you notice that the scorch marks that hit the Ziggurat didn't do a lot of damage, but it did some damage to the bar. The fires that were starting to kindle immediately go out as you feel a pulse from the ceiling. Extinguish all flames. And you notice that small little cube bots that are only maybe 1 inch tall.
Like, pop out, start fixing everything.
Yeah, and starts slowly fixing the place.
You know, I've always wondered what this does. And I go, and my hand becomes this feral-looking claw wreathed in ice.
Of shadow energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just claws
Yeah.
of darkness.
Claws of darkness, make
Yeah,
an
What
attack
were
roll.
you attacking? Like I
This
missed.
little
And it's,
growth thing.
so this thing is above the bar, so
Yeah.
you quite literally, and you can do it no problem. You can jump onto the like bar
Step
face
up
and then,
on the bar.
and then jump at it, no problem.
It's an aberration. It shouldn't be here. I'm trying to
recognize
claw
it
it off
as
and
oozing
show it to
purple
you.
flesh.
Plus
Boogie
11,
boogie.
so 24 to hit.
24, easily done. Roll your damage.
Alright. I'm going to mix up some d10s. That is 9, 9, and 8 for 3d10.
So when you slash
26.
this thing, two things happen. One, all the bots go down because they hit this thing and slash it. You're not doing a delicate attack.
No.
You're just slashing at it, and you immediately feel an arcane discharge. You basically hit a power cable.
You
with,
gross.
Sorry?
You gross. Arcane discharge.
Yeah, arcane discharge.
There's
I
some
need you.
secondary effect to that I don't remember what it is, but it's not
I think it was
fun.
like some sort of fear-based thing, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, probably, because it
Yeah.
says there's a save on it.
It's a ziggurat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did the raw damage. Make a Constitution saving throw.
15.
15.
Yeah.
You succeed. So I do not roll a d6 to see what spell slot is removed from your body. Yeah. As it discharges, you feel a little bit of zapping go across your body as like you feel your like internal like arcane capabilities get a little wonky, but you're like, and you kind of take care of it for yourself, so you don't have any destructive discharge from your own body. As the rest of the golems fall collapse and stop moving. The small little boss continue the repair though.
Okay.
When you slash the growth,
Yeah.
it popped like a cherry.
Okay.
It hits you
It's
a little
the
bit,
discharge.
but it definitely discharged, and some of it is still undulating, but the majority of it is definitely tissue, and it is dead.
Okay.
As
Hey,
soon as
Veddick!
yeah,
What?
Did you set this crap up?
you notice that there's destruction. All the bots are down, and you know the Ziggurat has taken sustained damage.
What did you do to my bar? What is that?
Yeah.
Something growing on the wall.
Taking my bottle back.
Now the repair bots that were not touching that immediately see the growth and start moving towards it. Now that you have killed it, essentially,
Do I recognize it? Like,
you do. You don't even need to roll. This is not part of your Ziggurat.
no, it's not mine.
You don't deal with growths and like fleshy.
That's abyssal or.
Wait a minute. Could it be one of your other thingy
Anti-Veddick.
guys that anti-Veddics that brought it?
Okay. Anti-Veddick. We need a taxonomy. Anti-Veddick is green. Meta-Veddick is, well, rainbow colored.
Negaveddic.
Or Negaveddick is green. Is there an Anti-Veddick? I hope not. I come in
Anti-Veddick was
contact
the
with an Anti-Veddick, they explode.
You're expecting Eck and Sparks to maintain taxonomy.
No, it's not mine.
All right. Then whose is it?
I don't know.
I have a 13
Some kind of demonic Does it look anything like any of the influence that we saw going on with the Tarask?
Definitely not.
Okay.
But make a survival check.
You're asking me to make a fucking wisdom roll?
Yes, because this is monster-based discovery.
Hey, that's
What
a
if that was
17 for a total of
17?
20. Dirty
Yeah.
20.
You have a higher plus to your survival than I do.
You
I have a higher plus to my wisdom than charisma.
Okay, yeah. It's rare to find them, especially near your domain, because you're very anti them. This is basically arcane. This is psychic-induced weaponry. Psychic influence-built flesh made by Illithid.
Oh.
That's a bigger issue.
Oh, hell no. Okay. No. Can't open the door. Let's get to the top of this goddamn Ziggurat right now.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
That came from a mind flayer.
Oh. Suddenly I'm really glad I
Wow.
checked my Titan
He
form.
should see a doctor.
Take off my fancy hat with a feather, put on a hat made of tinfoil.
And I have not had calamari in a long time. Let's go. Okay.
I asked for it. I asked what you want for dinner every night.
I'm still
Have you-
waiting for venison stew.
I understand that illithids aren't squid. What would their sashimi name be?
Something different.
Wait, obviously. But, like, you could make illithid sashimi. Do you
Combine-
know what that would go for in Sigil? Wait, what's the
Sigil.
Sigil? You know what that would go for in Sigil?
I would recommend combining the word for people and octopus.
Octopus.
No.
Taco. Well, taco's
The
octopus.
And
octopus.
the hama is
Hamas, yeah.
hamako?
Peepus.
They're playing with
You just call it
Japanese
sentient.
and ignoring
Taco?
you. I want
Taco.
to just
Taco.
I mean, taco. No. See, we're applying English rules. It would probably be some just clearly. It would just
It'd be sentient calamari.
Hamano taco, like is probably what it would be. But
Yeah, Japan
Sentient
just
calamari.
tends to add words together. Like the name for your wrist is the neck of your arm.
Yeah.
So as we head towards the Ziggurat, you finally are able to bear witness to a great work of art. And
Yeah, all right.
I figure out we're toggling.
No, I agree with the sentiment, though not the presentation. But who am I to judge art? Let's go.
I do like little.
No, seriously,
I do a little clicky wink at my little
there's something
tag.
here.
And it wings back, probably.
So there's something here that is not you, as in one of your other yous,
Correct.
but there's something here of the illithid that is like the illithid fey demon Tarask illithid.
That's
I mean,
my
it
guess.
could just be an illithid Veddick.
I promise. Any
That's a very
first-rate illithid who walked in here would be turned into, well, gumbo very quickly. No. This has to be something of significant power, and
And I'm saying a Veddick illithid from an alternate dimension would be a thing of significant power.
Oh shit!
what have I told you about giving him ideas?
Pull.
Chase, how you doing top of it?
Nick with
There
that?
are a bunch of little bots underneath my legs right now. Shit off the floor.
God!
Literally clean
God
shit off the
damn, that is a horrifying goddamn idea!
The worst thing about it, he's a gravity mage.
That's
do we want?
not the worst thing.
Do we want to? We should get to the top of the Ziggurat.
Let's get to the top of the
What's
Ziggurat.
at the top of the
Where's the
Ziggurat?
entrance?
Is there an elevator?
What's the top
There's
of the
definitely an
Ziggurat?
elevator.
Other than the top, what's at the top?
The antechamber, the throne.
Is that how you control it?
Yeah.
Can you fly the
It's a
Ziggurat?
big spell. It is a big spell jammer.
Oh, good. We can just take all the theoretical fleet to the Warforge.
You got an army to... Yes, you do. You do have an army to man this.
Wait.
I do.
We could...
Guys, up the fucking
Yes.
pyramid! Go!
As we're
Go!
going, just yes, we're
Like,
on the
I'll
same page.
pull out the magic carpet and put you on it. And
The Ziggurat can also man them as well.
This is a
battleship.
This is a
That is
brilliant
the
goddamn
I've
idea.
been trying to
this-
get you motherfuckers up the pyramid this whole
We're-
goddamn session. Would you climb?
Why is she so strong?
Because she's
on my
looking
shield?
on your knees.
Pushing on the back of her knees.
We're just making gestures at each other, just not saying anything, just like
Now, the
That's not right now.
nearest area
Yes.
to like the elevator chamber that seems to be at the center of the Ziggurat. Not really, but it makes it feel like it when you're inside of it.
Yeah, it's all illusions.
It's all
lights.
illusion. So I was like that.
It's
But
got like a silk napkin from the bar, like. Okay, note to self. The goo doesn't go away when the claws go away. It throws the napkin away.
eventually, the bar will be functional again. But
I've never
but-
done that before.
Alright, we go up an
the
elevator.
statue that I depicted that is at least 100 feet tall, that is actually a one-to-one replica of what your parents used to be at their oldest age before they were slain.
Mom died in her sleep, didn't she? Didn't she?
She may have died.
Didn't she?
The fact that she was sleeping at the
No,
time
that's
does not mean it
I
was
will tell you
natural.
that.
Are you telling me?
Out of pride, that's what you said. But now you're also in the Cobalt itself, like, wait a minute, dragons don't die of old age.
Just because she was sleeping at the time does not mean it was natural causes.
It was
I'm coming back to this.
Do you know how many people I have died in their sleep?
It's in there for later, but also memories are fickle, and also pride can be its own memory.
oftentimes many forget. Or
Around this
misconstrue
area
their
are actually
memories or
several
their-
platforms that
imagination.
can rise and lower that have their own security measures behind it, depending on which area you're going to. As you go up to the elevator and you try to activate it, you see your cartoonish depiction come up again. I see that you're trying to use the elevator. You're trying to go to the throne.
I hate this guy.
I hate you too.
I hate that he does that.
Yes.
What is this
We
thing?
already have clearance for the throne room according to
what does this
council
thing look like?
member X35743.
What does this look like again?
30.
30? Okay. When you speak to it, it takes you a moment as it continues to jaunt back and forth between you. You notice that it does not see Quinn. Because it didn't see in prophecy that Quinn would be here.
Oh,
Remember how I said
So it does
I'm
not
the
answer
wild
you or
card.
does not engage you because it does not see that
Doesn't
you
know that I
exist. It
exist.
doesn't know it in its own prophecy way that made for fuck you energy for kobolds. You're gonna have to go through the various chambers to prove your draconic worth. Understand that this is not because I hate you, because I do. This is out of pride that only dragons, true dragons, can enter my throne.
Guys, we're gonna go through a whole bunch of shit. Let's go.
As long as there's not any trees for
It's
Also,
never
make
just-
another perception check.
Why is
it's
it
going to
never
be a
just
lower
as simple?
DC because you now kind of know what to look
It's
for.
just
You can
him,
make a
or is it-
perception check too.
Why is it never so
All of
simple
you.
as just going to the
all of
entrance?
us?
Yeah.
First roll of the new die.
There's always some
21?
giant space laser or
23.
23.
You also
Alien
rolled
Armada.
below a 10 again.
trials of trivial.
So you see it.
Perception.
Veddick's arguing with the console.
Yeah, you're arguing
I
with
rolled
the
a
console.
12. I rolled a 4.
That's
But
what
I got a 12.
Natural 20.
That's
geez.
it!
So
Perception.
proud.
I love triggering.
I did see!
Laser pointer.
19.
19. Barely sees it. Well, no, 15. You see it still. As Veddick is going back and forth with this cartoon. Yeah. Look, understand this, and just continues and that and
Understand this. Starts pulling out. I understand this, yo. You've been dead for 600 years, and I know it.
Look, we all know that we are both not dead because I will never die because I am immortal, unlike you.
And a hot wire and elevator.
The wires don't even go to
I
the
don't
elevator.
care.
I turn on and off the light.
Yeah, in the bathroom right now.
There's some poor janitor downstairs in the bathroom trying to mop, and there's a fucking disco going on.
All but you see this. You notice that another arcane Wi-Fi area.
Yeah.
Not all of them. You've seen multiple passing by.
Arcane Wi-Fi.
Well, I'm renaming my home Wi-Fi.
It's a
Wireless
wireless
energy.
transmission of arcane energies.
Okay.
All right. What do you want to call that?
All right,
Arcane
all
hub. There's a little bit of science. And
Alexa!
Alexa, fuck up this elevator.
Alaska is not your service. Goodbye. Anyway.
No, it's cricket.
All of you notice that one of them has another pulsating growth to it.
Okay.
Similar in design and similar in its growth.
Are these growths trying to take over your Ziggurat?
Hey Siri, activate self-destruct.
Okay, Ziggurat.
That is only manual.
Okay,
And
Veddick.
now that you've actually traveled a little bit, you notice 3 others that are, with your intelligence, particularly placed and definitely not purposely doing every single one.
Okay.
Which is unusual. If it's meant to just draw in power,
It would just grow out.
it would just grow out for every single one.
This
But
is
it
doing
is
it in specific locations.
in specific locations.
This is not just interference, but intention.
Intention and some sort of design that you cannot see at the moment,
Yeah.
being on the outside of it.
While he's fighting with the elevator, I'd like to go to the one that I'm the only person who saw it
Okay.
and myrtleate it, and
Done.
then do a quick sweep because, I'll do the dashing and all of
only
that.
you see this, but all the bots that are working on the Spelljammer just and just fall over.
Sure.
So everyone on the ship just go, "What the fuck?"
Just immediately drop out of
Yeah. The ship is still half built.
But I'm gonna do a quick sweep for all of the little oopy things that
And
I
with
can
a
find.
perception of a 20.
My 21 is the lowest that I can get actively.
Oh, then yeah. Make an investigation check and just give me your passive because I know you have a 10 plus.
There's a few thousand of them.
My passive which? Investigation or
Investigation.
okay.
Because you're actively searching throughout the room.
I
And it's
mean,
an expansive room.
my passive investigation is sad. It's a 9. Investigation.
And add that lucky foot D4 thing.
Oh, and I get to add proficiency because I have my Whispers of the Dead.
Right.
So canonically, she has a lucky rabbit's foot.
She is lucky rabbit's foot.
What am I adding?
someone
Add a
else.
D4 because of your lucky rabbit thing.
Right.
Not so lucky for them.
So that's 17
Yeah, not so lucky.
Didn't work out so well for the rabbit, did it?
plus 5. That's 17 plus 5.
17 plus 5 is 22.
Okay, so 21.
21. Okay. So with 21, you find 3 others.
Yep.
But you find it also because these arcane pulsing devices also have a arcane sigil, and you're smart enough to understand what our sigil is. And you notice that it's only going for a specific sigil because the sigil is the same, indicating essentially the arcane value of what it's transmitting to certain type of robots. Kind of like that types of watts for like electricity for different units.
12 watts, 5 watts.
Exactly. So you don't want to give it too much power for certain types of units. And you're seeing only like for the lower end of the power spectrum. And it's only
taking
for
up all the
those
RGB.
It's taking over all the Roombas.
not taking control of, but still,
Like imparting its own series of commands.
yes, that is more on the nose.
Okay, and it is for the ones for the constructs?
Yes,
Okay.
because it seems to be the easiest, accessible connecting points.
Okay. So after I finish my lightning flash murder spree, I will return and report said findings.
With Veddick still like covered in his own wires underneath the floorboards.
He's no longer gold. He's now multicolored.
And as you see a cartoon rendition of a oversized, big-eyed, dragon-looking figure with like huge, smaller wings, but seems to be glittering all the time with gold, and goes, "We both understand that. I've already diverted the energies from other departments. You completely misunderstand your capabilities," and it turns off. You're an asshole. You know you're an asshole, right?
It's come up.
Hey, so
Where we going?
One of the
You're,
elevators. Sorry.
your Veddick mind flayer guy, he's been trying to take over all the constructs around here. I
So-
went and murdered a couple more of those fleshy.
Are we,
Well,
are we
obviously-
sure? Are we sure it's a Veddick mind flare thingy?
We're
I'm
not.
pretty
We're talking
certain
about
it
worst case scenario here.
No, I'm pretty sure it is. That's the only way it could.
You know, maybe we should
Yeah,
ask your
there's a lot of
Ziggurat
bots around here for the fence.
that
It's kinda
knows
difficult for
everything.
My Ziggurat is currently like I mentioned. He's got like the cartoon AI like by the neck. You don't know how that works. But like my Ziggurat is being run by an asshole, and by that I mean me 10,000 or 1,000 years ago.
Calling the pot black.
Again,
I messed up.
I know you.
I don't feel this. You're just squeezing the image.
Still makes it feel better.
Respectfully, you're not an idiot. You would know the difference between an illithid and yourself. So, illithid you isn't too far off the point.
All right, fine. You
I'm sorry,
talk
did you
to
just
it.
say he's not an idiot?
Shh.
Okay, where did we go? It's not letting us up the elevator. We could climb the elevator shaft.
We could fly to the top.
Good.
Maybe there's an up button at the top.
If only this Ziggurat were like actually bound by Euclidean geometry.
Yes.
You know, you're probably right.
Make a Arcana check so that you can try to bring an elevator to your location.
It's one of those all-directional elevators. It goes upwards, downwards, forwards,
Dirty
backwards,
20.
and sideways.
That would be a
30-20.
elevator.
One of the elevators.
I am rolling for shit tonight.
Yeah, well, sometimes
Is it
that
those big
happens.
dice?
It's an omnivator.
No, I don't have new dice.
Oh.
He's the one people that his is coming in.
That's
for.
better.
An elevator arrives, or a floating platform levitates off the floor, indicating that it's activated. Made out of this artistic rendition of mosaic tile pieces that are literally half a centimeter thick. So it's made out of many, many small squares, but it's making a rendition of rotating dragons. They're in a, for those that are more draconic inclined, in a romantic tangle between the king and the queen flying in unison.
Why are
Man, I
we
wanna-
writing up on your mom and dad's homemade porn?
Sure.
What family do you come from?
Sure, this is.
Hold on, I'm
Why are you touching my thigh while we talk about this?
I'm learning shit right now.
Sure, this is totally mom and dad.
Never-
Let's
never
go.
Never seen grunting the half shell like this before.
They all have shells.
You can take your hand off my thigh at any time.
Why is your hand still there? The bid is over.
Uscorn.com.
Flying up this elevator with the platform lifting you up, you notice that the art actually moves as almost like image after image after image kind of situation. Less magic, more just optical illusions kind of situations of.
Like on the train tracks as you go through the tunnel by the zoo. There's like images
Yes.
that are done in
Yes,
sequence
but
that
images
makes it
of
look animated.
prophecy, of images of what you've seen, images of who would be here, images that depict you and your previous history, because it is
But not
still,
me.
but not you, not Quinn,
Not
but a
either.
raven, but a form of a raven.
It's for show. Don't worry about
Is
it.
it me or Nicholas?
It goes back and forth.
Cool.
It's Nicholas with bunny ears.
Also fine.
I like the clip-on ones.
Prophecy is a weird thing, but it shows the expansion of the universe brought upon the universe and time collapsal. It depicts the death / reanimation / limbo of Veddick, kind of, not really. Now that you've on the other side of prophecy, you see a draconic face that was always representing you, Veddick, but now you understand. Now that it's shrunk.
Yeah, I totally got that wrong.
Yeah, you thought you was like, oh, you're just taking the form of a different creature because polymorphs and
Right.
dragon shapes and stuff like that.
I totally got that wrong too.
Yeah, it's like,
It's tiring being 500 feet tall all the time.
yeah, it really is. It's really inconvenient, especially
We tried to walk through a bar door.
Have you ever seen what they do to a toilet?
You see how much they have to eat?
I know what I do.
I was gonna say you don't have to be 500 feet tall to destroy a toilet.
But
Let me tell you.
it gets to the point of showing this, and it takes a moment, this expansive, explosive end of a draconic orb with a star center. And it takes a moment for those that are intelligent inclined and smart enough for various rules to see
What?
a planet-sized construct of celestial dragons where that says that at the heat death of the universe and everything ends, this will still remain to jumpstart the next
It's a
world.
metaphor.
It's a metaphor along with,
Pretty sure we already did this, in fact. Dragons at the end of the universe to jumpstart the next one. I think we did that.
it's very possible.
Ooh.
Yeah, we did that.
But we only went back 7 years.
And jump timelines. Well, universes.
Todd wasn't there.
We didn't jump timelines. We jumped universes.
Hey, she was. Look, there's the picture of the raven with the bunny ears. Like, oh, you're right. Todd wasn't there. Weird. I got that wrong too.
She saw bunny ears.
This is like going through old photos from like the 80s. You'd be like, God, did I really wear my hair like that?
And you thought it looked good.
What are these 80s?
You stop on the floor.
1580s.
You stop on the floor. You do not stop at the throne. It did not travel enough, honestly. And honestly, there's also a great rendition that is a spectacle to behold when you go to the throne. And also, the elevator is a lot bigger when you go to the throne room because,
So this elevator doesn't quite make it to the highest
Are
floor.
we in a service elevator?
Service elevator. This is the servants elevator.
Oh,
Cargo gets treated better than these people. So, let's go.
This is. This
you
is
know,
the
you didn't, roll,
bottom
you didn't
end.
roll the highest. You got an elevator. It's not the worst elevator, but you
Right.
got.
The worst elevators for the gnomes.
Ah, right. I will say, as you get to the top, there is one thing at this expansive room, circular in design. There is only one thing in this room, and you kind of remember it, but you don't remember it until you see the spectral star force bunny of annihilation that sits at the center of this room.
The Star Forced Bunny of Annihilation.
Say it all again. Star what?
There is a bunny at the center of this room. That's
A bunny. You actually said bunny.
Bunny.
Bunny
A
of
bunny,
Annihilation.
a regular bunny, the size of a bunny, but its skin is of the night sky and constellations that seems to energiate on this boundaries.
So like it's not even like a 3D. It's like a cardboard cutout of reality
it's
that's got the.
three-dimensional, but it's kind of also see-through at the same time, but not entirely see-through.
So it's
an optical
So it's a
illusion.
three-dimensional void.
It's three-dimensional void.
Void the bunny of annihilation.
It's a singularity.
And I'm
It's a
going to
single-
allow you.
It's a singularity.
It's
This is it. So
Singularity!
Singularity! As you, with high enough perceptions, passive arcana, you know immediately this is the Bunny of Annihilation. Also known as a reformed barrier of an orb of annihilation that charms you to try to touch it, because no true dragon would be charmable.
It's a crack rabbit.
There's a door on the opposite side of the room that you have to walk the perimeter. And you know that it's going to try to have you pet it.
Well, that would just be awkward and offensive if any of you did.
And that's why it destroys you at the same time.
It's a singularity.
But we're going to stop here for a break a little bit, guys, as you get ready to travel and not get destroyed by this
Singularity.
singularity. So, until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep on rolling, everyone. Bye!
But notice the world is not the same as when we all got started, and we know who's to blame. No turning back now to try to be insane, for what's beyond the veil too vivid to explain. Faceless behemoths haunt my dreams, seeking to steal my sanity. I will not stand down, won't back away, as long as you're with me. Together we roll, together we roll. I'll fight for you, will you fight for me? Together we roll, I'll protect you, just as long as you stand with me. Together we roll. The gods look down on us, we're just a game to them. Eldritch monstrosities at their unholy whim. But we will stand up, we'll shout a battle cry. The future beckons us and we'll stand unified. There's something coming and it's coming fast. We won't be frightened by the dead hand